Hello, my name is Jim Steven, and I'll be explaining the understanding of the two pillars of modern security. So, first, let's see what is network security. Network security is basically the protection of data during the transmission process. So, when the data is being transmitted, you need to protect it. So, that's very simple, and it can be explained in a easy way using a triad. So a triangle with it's called a CIA triad. It is confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So next, let's see what is cryptography. Cryptography is basically a technique of securing communication by transforming data. So you have a data. Let's take ABC, and when you're transmitting it, it changes to BDE or something using the key you have provided. So, like when unauthorized access is seeing this, they don't get the real data; they get the transformed data. So that is basically cryptography. There are two main approaches. One is symmetric cryptography, and there's another asymmetric cryptography. So first, let's see symmetric cryptography. So symmetric cryptography can be easily explained where there's only a single key which is used by both the transmitter and the receiver. So you have, let's take for example, A, B, C. This is to be sent to a receiver. The N key is used to change this ABC into another text. Let's take the same example BDE. So now the even using unauthorized access will only see these letters and not this. So when it is sent and the receiver receives it, they'll use the same key which is used here to convert it to this to de um, de encrypt it to get back to this. So that is basically what symmetric cryptography is. So it uses the same secret key for both encryption and decryption. It's very fast and efficient because it uses the same key for encryption and decryption, and it's very efficient. Common algorithms are AES, as we're learning. Let's see examples of symmetric encryption. When a sender encrypts data with a shared key, so it's a common key, receiver decrypts it using the same key. It works well in a closed with trusted users because it uses the same key. The main problem is the shared key can be accessed anywhere across the internet. So there's another cryptography technique which is asymmetric cryptography. This one uses a public key and a private key. The public key is given to the public, which is openly shared, and a private key is only given to the owner. So let's take for example A, B, C, the same thing, and the owner uses a key 1 as that is a private key to encrypt it as B, D, E. And now when it is sent to the receiver, they receive the public key. They don't receive the actual key, they receive a public key, let's name it as B2, which will use to decrypt this to get back to this. So this one ensures security because they don't get the actual key, they get a second key which cannot, which is more secure. So common techniques are like algorithms used are RSA, ECC, etc. It provides a very strong security for communication and key exchanges. Examples of asymmetric encryption where a sender encrypts message using the receiver's public key, and the receiver can only decrypt it using the private key. So when it's received, the private key is used to decrypt this to get this. It prevents interception even if the public key is stolen. Let's see the key differences between symmetric and asymmetric techniques. Keys. So symmetric cryptography uses only one key, where asymmetric uses two keys. In this it's just one key. In this it's public and private key in asymmetric cryptography technique. Speed. Since symmetric uses only one key, it's very fast and it's very good for using for encrypting large data types, like large data on types. Asymmetric one is slow because it uses two keys and it's very complex, so it can be used for like very secure data or like very secure transmission of data. Security, yeah, as you can see here, risk in sharing and distributing the secret key, and this one solves the problem, but it ensures more security, but it's slower compared to symmetric cryptography. We usually don't use like separately. We use both symmetric and asymmetric cryptography technique to ensure more security. So as you can see in this, it's used in database encryption and protecting stored files for symmetric this thing, and for the asymmetric, it's used in HTTPS websites, which is very secure and which cannot be tampered. It also provides a digital certificates for identity verification purposes. Let's see the advantages and disadvantages of each cryptography method. Symmetric is more fast and efficient and requires low computational cost. As we discussed, it only uses one key, so it's very fast and it's efficient. It's usually used for large data amounts because using asymmetric cryptography technique for large data types, data will take a lot of time to process. It's very risky and difficult, and it's not suitable for untrusted environments. So if you're putting it in the internet, it's not very safe. Let's see asymmetric encryption. It uses two keys without needing a secret channel, so it's very secure, and it provides authentication and digital signature. As we saw, the private key is only given to the owner, but it's very slow because it uses two keys and it's a long process, and it requires a lot more computational power compared to symmetric because it's using two keys. So here is an example, like we see how both the techniques are combined to make a hybrid approach. Asymmetric one is used for exchanging of keys, and the symmetric one is used for fast data transmission. As we saw, symmetric uses only one secret key, so it's very fast and can be used for data transmission. But for securely exchanging the keys, we use asymmetric encryption, and it's usually used for like very secure HTTPS protocol and everything. So the conclusion is both symmetric and asymmetric are very useful for us and should usually be used together and not separately. It's more efficient and it's more secure. But if you're transmitting large data, it's usually preferred to use symmetric. And if you want a very secure and like less data is to be transmitted, asymmetric can be used. But together, It's very secure and it's the best. Thank you.